Hi, this is Stacia, and we're going to go over a training game that I played on chess.com. So, I've been making progress lately. I'm back over 1700, and well, I'm 1730 pretty much. I think my highest is 1740 something. So, it's been quite a battle, but I'm happy to be near where my top rating is. So, let's have a look at this game. So I was pretty happy to see that I have the white pieces this game. But again, I was pared down a little bit against a 1660 player. So, but that's okay. E4, E5, knight F3. I mean, let's be honest. They're probably about the same strength as me, so. Okay. Italian game. And after bishop C5, if you know me and you don't, then you know that I like to give away pawns. Yay. So B4, he took it. C3. This is Evans' Gambit, named after Captain Evans. And bishop C4. Okay, so I don't really know this line that well. I believe it's called the McDonald defense. The main line is bishop to A3. And in that situation, I would play here, and they usually take. Now there's a pin, so we castle. Usually goes like that. But in bishop c5, now I know that if I do not castle and I go d5, that when I take, they can actually take, or I can take back, but then they have this check. Now, I had a good friend of mine and someone I work with, Ian Goliath, tell me, he's about 2,000 strength, that you could play king f1 here. He said he wouldn't do it in a real game, but in blitz games, it's fun. Because I guess d6 is a mistake in this position. So let's try to understand why. It's probably queen b3, almost certainly. So I'm going to turn on the engine for a second. Yeah, queen b3 or d5. Probably the mix of both of them. So queen b3 would encourage something like queen e7. But then d5, and the knight is attacked. It's guarding the bishop. I think that's the idea here. Yeah, it is. So that would win material and the game. But I played castles first. So instead of taking and allowing the check, I just castled, got my king safe, and left the pawn there. So I'm out of book at this point. So I actually do want to see if this is a move. I imagine that it is, though. Oh, it's the main line. Okay, it's the main line. So after castles, he played d6, which is also the main line. Okay, and now I have to decide what to do. So queen b3 is a normal plan. Taking back on d4 is a plan, followed by knight c3. I could also, yeah, I mean, I guess those are the main plans. I mean, early e5s are sometimes considered, but I don't think it looks promising. Sacking on f7 looks silly, doesn't result in anything, but it's always good to look at it. Okay, so I played c takes d4. So it turns out that is the main line. And here he played bishop to b6. So I feel like this sort of like transposed into the main lines, where after bishop a5, they end up in the same position. So I think that's kind of interesting. Now here, I wasn't entirely sure what to do. I felt like if I go queen b3, queen f6 is a nice answer. Queen e7 might be an answer. If I go d5, knight a5 is an answer. Maybe just knight e7. So I think, this is just a position and we just play on from here. Now, I chose queen b3 because it seems the most testing. But I'm looking at the opening book, and black scores well here. And it's not even like, no, I don't think it's theory. Okay, so queen b3 must be a mistake. Yeah, it says knight a5. Okay, so I'm surprised by this. Oh, wait a minute. So there are other lines where they go knight a5 and we can take here. And after queen f8, I would play like queen a4 attacking the knight. But guess what? The knight's defended. So that doesn't work here. And that means if my queen has no good squares, then I'm in trouble. So I wonder if that's what happens here. Let's just look. Knight a5. If I take here, king f8. Okay, the king is attacking the bishop. So I must maintain defense of it. I guess queen to d5 is the only square. Maybe c6. Yeah, c6 wins. That's unfortunate. I cannot maintain defense of the bishop. Well, I can go here, but probably g6. If g6 though, I can sack, and if they take, I take the rook. So what's up with this move? I'm actually kind of curious. Seems like it's okay. Oh, knight f6. Our good friend knight f6 comes in, attacking the queen and developing. Yep, so now I have to retreat my queen and lose my bishop, right? So I'd probably have to go here. I don't see another move. And we lose a bishop. So wow, that's a good lesson. That's a flashcard. So I'll probably make a flashcard on that one. I love early middle game ideas. Okay, well, luckily after queen b3, my opponent didn't play knight a5. I might have seen all that. Actually, to be honest, I think I did see that because I was planning queen d3 here. Like if knight a5, I thought queen d3. And I expected this. And I thought I'm fine here. Computer disagrees. Okay. Yeah, I guess, it's going to be too easy for black to get rolling. Knight f6 castles is coming very soon. All right. Well, after queen b3, he played queen e7, not as precise as knight a5. And now here I went with the move e5. Yeah, I kind of liked e5. I thought that it was at least complicating. If he takes it, I do have bishop a3, which I think at the very least is interesting. And if they don't take with a pawn and instead try something else, like knight a5, again, I thought queen d3 was interesting. So, I mean, at least from here, I'm eyeing this. So I might have that idea. But also, if he just takes, which he probably should, I'm going to have good development. I'll have some compensation for the pawn. I don't know about full compensation, but some. Also, when the queen's on e7, and this is why I think black often should go to f6 instead of e7, rook e1 becomes possible. And so when rook e1's possible, it makes me want to play e5 because then I'm threatening to take the pawn and then play rook e1. So that kind of happens in the game. So let's continue. Okay, so here's what happened. I castled. They played d6. I took here. They went back. Queen b3. Queen e7, defending f7. And e5. Okay. Now here he played h6. And I do not know why he played this move. Do you not know that this is Evan's Gambit? You cannot play a slow move and a pointless move like h6 in an opening like this. You just can't. You've got to get your pieces out. So I don't know what the idea was there. I guess he's preventing bishop g5, which I don't think is a threat. Yeah, I don't think it's a threat because there's queen d7. And sometimes they can play f6, and the knight actually appreciates it when they do. And with the queen on b3, f6 is more desirable because there's no like queen h5 check. All right, so I took the pawn, of course. I mean, I want to open the e-file, right? I mean, look at the e-file. This looks good. Yes, the knight is guarding e1. Okay, so I took it. If they take with a queen, I'll play bishop a3. But if they don't take a queen, I'll play rook a1. They took here, so rook e1. All right, so I felt like I must be winning here. Now, I realized after I played rook e1, I was like, oh, I think he's going to play bishop e6. But even once he plays bishop e6, I can play d5. And I was wondering about taking the bishop too. Can I take it? It seems like I can because he would have to take back with a pawn. And then, unfortunately for him, I can then take with a rook. And that looks not that fun. And even if he tries to confuse me with this move, I can just take the queen with check. And after this, then trade down. We're okay with trades now. So, I actually wish I would have played that. Instead, I played d5. I think this made the game harder than it needed to be. I could have just taken the bishop. I think that's better. But okay, d5 is also good. Now I do have to reckon with knight a5, which he didn't play. If knight a5, I was planning queen a4 check or something. So let's see. He played here. That does attack my queen, so I should at least take some care here. And if I take the knight, he comes in attacking my rook. So that would be annoying. But probably, yeah. This is all fine because I would have bishop b2, I think. So I think I could take the knight, which I didn't do. Like, this all looks fine, right? Like, what could be wrong with this? Even if he takes there, this is all fine. There's still a huge pin down the e-file. It's all winning. But I played check. I mean, now he will never castle. So I'm going to win material and he'll never castle. Time to take the bishop for sure. He took here. I probably shouldn't have allowed that, but hey, I'm up a piece. So if my king's not that great, that's okay. Plus, I didn't see that. I don't think he has a huge attack or anything. I was definitely keeping an eye on queen h4 because if you notice, he might try to kill me on f2, but I thought if nothing else, I have bishop e3. So now he played this move, f5. Interesting move, honestly, because I was probably going to take that pawn. Not until my rook's protected, though. All right, so time to get my pieces in the action. Knight to f6, bishop e3, and wow. A full retreat. Now, that move must be bad. I don't see how it could not be. But like in these positions, I don't always find the right ways to punish my opponent. So let's have a look at this. How do we punish him? Well, I think I'm a little bit uncoordinated. So if I take a step back and I look at this position, I just say, well, I should get my rook in the action. I should get my queen to a better square, and maybe king h1 is probably a smart move, given that he doesn't have a light square bishop, and I could go rook g1. But I moved the knight, apparently. Oh, I kind of like this move, though. It double attacks the queen and the knight, so it kind of forces a trade, which happened. Now here, now my bishop's actually improved because it's pinning the b pawn, it's lined up with the rook. And I continue to guard my strong e pawn. So he played a6, going for b5, I thought. So I came up with a nice little idea. I thought maybe I could go rook ac1, and on b5, go queen c2. So that is what I did. And the idea is that I'm attacking this pawn, but I'm also threatening the rook. So he went here, which gives up the rook. So, okay, I'll take it. The only counterplay I have to worry about is against my king. But I think like check and here, you know, rook g1 is next. So I thought I was fine. Now he played this move. So this is what you call a desperation move, right? Like black is trying to mix it up and confuse the issue and give me a chance to mess up. I don't blame him. I think that's probably the right way to play it. But I at least had 4 minutes on my clock and not 4 seconds. So I was able to take a look at this. Okay, and I came up with this move, which is funny. Wow, I'm happy to see it's the top engine move. Yeah, e7 check. I mean, the thing about that move is no matter how you take it, you end up in a lot of trouble. So if he takes with the bishop, then I have queen c8 check, which looks annoying. And if he takes with a queen, then I have bishop takes f4. And if he takes with a king, which I didn't really consider, he could have though. It just looks too ugly. I just don't know. I guess he could have took with a king. No, that walks into discoveries. I would just play bishop d4, of course, and win the queen. So, all right, so I played it, and I'm happy to see it's the top move. Now, he took with the bishop, which, what did I say? Queen c8 check, that is what I played. And he blocked with the bishop, which I saw. But here, the queen is overworked. It needs to guard the bishop, and it needs to guard the pawn, so I took it. So he cannot really take the bishop now. But if he can't take the bishop, then what to do? I guess queen h4 or something like that. But I can play bishop g3. Yeah, and on queen g6 check, I was planning bishop g3. He played this move, which I didn't consider. But it just can't be good. It's more lashing out, confusing the issue. Yeah, and I played rook to e6. Wow, I'm excited because that was the top engine move. All right, I'm starting to find some good moves every now and then. Well, I mean, my idea was the queen needs to defend the bishop. So if I attack the queen, where does she go? She can't really defend the bishop anymore. The best thing she could do is take my bishop, but then I take here, and that just looks like, it looks like total demolition. I have rook c7 coming. So that's kind of what happened. Check here, rook c7. The only move is that, and now we can take. King takes. Okay, I'm kind of sad. It's mate in 2, and I decided to bank material, which... All right, so what's the mate in 2? Let's see. King here. It says mate in 3 now. Mate in 3. Well, probably queen takes d6 check is better than what I played. I don't know. It's a free rook. You know? Oh, I did check with the bishop first, but then I'm going to take the rook. And in this position, my opponent resigned. So, I'm pretty happy with this game. Evan's Gambit is coming alive for me. I'm learning more about this Gambit. I don't think it's as fun as the Smith-Morra Gambit, but it's more respected. And so I do feel like the more I learn about it, the more chance that I'll be able to play this for a long, long time. Maybe even if I reach, when I reach 2200, I can keep the Evans Gambit. While some people say that after 2200, you have to give up the Morra Gambit. But that would be okay. I would go into main Sicilian lines. I used to play them back in the day, actually. But I was 1100 at the time, and I got killed. So I changed it. I went to the Scandi. But that being said, I might be like Esserman and just keep the Morra. I don't know. I could write a second book on it. Like a sequel to his book. No, I could not do that without talking to him, but okay, anyway, crazy dreams aside, I'm up to 1739. So let's look at the key moments, the report, and then I'm going to share what my top rating is, because I think next game, if I win, I'm going to reach a new high rating, which is really exciting for me after falling below 1700 several times. Okay, so this was a game changer. Doesn't like queen a4 check. Yeah, so here, what's a better move? Yeah, better is to take the knight. I didn't see that I have bishop e2, but I think since I do, bishop takes, bishop e2, and I'm like almost fully coordinated there, and black is still pinned. I don't have to rush to take that. So, okay, next thing. Wow, so the computer liked my moves. Although lately it seems like the computer is, well, I want to put a strong engine on my computer because there were plenty of inaccuracies in here that the computer's not showing us. So I don't really trust the chess.com engines all that much. I think they're set more for less serious players. But they will point out your major blunders, so I'll give it that. It said rook e7 checks in inaccuracy. There's a faster mate. Mate in 3 right here. Okay. Well, almost certainly it's going to be queen e7 is my guess. Yeah, queen e7, king g8, rook g6. What is happening there? Like here. Okay, you would have to go here. I thought this move, which is correct. And isn't that checkmate? Yeah, it is checkmate. Wow. Okay, easier than I thought. So, okay, the report says I played 84.8% accuracy and my opponent played 41.3. And I have one mistake, and it was this move, Queen A4. But after Queen A4 check, I'm still plus 4.8, so I don't consider that a mistake in that case. If I find like a move that is that winning, and then I don't consider that a mistake. So I'm going to call this a perfect game. All right, yay. And now let's go and look at my stats. I haven't wanted to do this in a while because I kept falling below 1700. But now that we're close, I mean, 1800 is the goal. This is called Climb to 1800. Oh, wow, sweet. So are you guys seeing this? My high rating is 1740 and I'm at 1739. So even if I get a draw, like against a higher rated player, I'll reach my high rating or exceed it. And that is very meaningful to me. I'm very excited about that. But it's been rough. It says I reached this in November 1st of 2020. And we are in March. So wow, it took a lot of months to fight through. But I think this might mean that I am becoming a stronger player. This is not uncommon, by the way. If you guys notice that you have a big jump up in rating, brace yourself, okay? Because often comes a fall, not too long after, okay? You don't, generally, unless you're a kid that plays tons and tons of chess and just, yeah, kids are different. But if you're an adult and you have like this huge jump up in rating, brace yourself. You're going to probably have to go through a period where you lose some of those points and you got to prove that you belong there. And that's what I'm doing now. But I've managed to climb up to 1739 and, well, maybe I'll actually achieve this goal and then this whole session will be a success. But we'll find out, right? So even if we don't, we're going to keep learning. I promise you that much. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll be back with more chess. All right, bye.